The cast members of 90 Day Fiancé have changed so much that you might not know them now. There have been complete makeovers, big weight losses, cosmetic procedures, shocking new jobs, and even a surgery that went wrong and made the news. These glow-ups aren't like most of them. They're completely new versions. One star went from telling sad stories to bodybuilding competitions. One looks so different from the others that even their ex was shocked. Who made the change that everyone was amazed by? Stay put. Because they've changed so much that you won't believe it. Larissa dos Santos Lima. Larissa dos Santos Lima is one of the most talked about stars in 90 Day Fiancé history. She is famous for both her rough relationship with Colt Johnson and her amazing weight loss. Larissa has had many plastic surgeries over the years that have made a big difference in how she looks. She is almost unrecognizable from the first time she was on the show. She has been very open about the surgeries she has had, such as breast augmentation, rhinoplasty, liposuction, buttock enhancements, and face fillers. The fact that Larissa has been open about these changes has both interested and angered fans, with many wondering why such a big change was made. One of her many surgeries that got a lot of attention was the one that went wrong with her belly button repair. A lot of people were interested in this surgery online after Larissa talked about the problems she had afterward. She told her social media fans the truth about what happened, showing both the physical effects and how she felt about them. The event sparked arguments about the dangers of having too much plastic surgery, especially when they are done quickly or without first checking with medical professionals. Even though there was negative notice, Larissa used it as a chance to be open and connect with her fans. Larissa's looks changed a lot over the course of her life. This was especially important as she became a star after leaving reality TV and moving on to adult content and influencer marketing. It came with a bunch of selfies and movies that showed different parts of her looks. Everything, from how her makeup changes to what she's wearing. A lot of her fans praised her bravery and confidence, but some said it set an impossible standard for beauty. Larissa didn't give up, and most of the time she said that plastic surgery made her feel great in her own skin, which she had never felt before the cold hibernation. The change she went through also marked a turning point in her work. Larissa fully embraced her new identity after being fired from 90 Day Fiancé by TLC for being on an adult livestream. She then started to look for work on sites like OnlyFans. She changed her name and started calling herself an independent content producer who fights for the right to be in charge of one's body and image. The story of Larissa dos Santos Lima and her journey through plastic surgery could be seen as either a good example or a bad example. Just when you thought the drama with Larissa was over, someone else comes along whose change goes far beyond the body. Colt Johnson is one of the most memorable characters in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. Since his first showing in Season 6, he has changed a lot. Colt's looks were often talked about online, especially since he was known for being quiet, having a close relationship with his mother Debbie, and having a troubled marriage to Larissa dos Santos Lima. He has been committed to a healthier living for the past few years, which has helped him lose a lot of weight. His thinner body was clear in public and on social media, where fans noticed his more toned body and how hard he was working to improve his eating and exercise habits. Furthermore, Colt's life has changed significantly since he lost weight and had to go through terrible bad luck following an accident while shooting on a jump. He got very hurt because of this, breaking his leg and having to have many surgeries and a long time of healing in a wheelchair. Vanessa Guerra, his wife, kept people up to date by posting on social media about the hard times they had been through together. Even though he felt like giving up, Colt started to work on his recovery and movement little by little. From his early days on reality TV, many of his fans saw this site as proof of his growth and determination. He's going through physical changes, but that's not all. He has also completely changed his style and appearance. The long, loose, overscheduled t-shirts and messy hair from his first season are no longer a part of him. Today, Colt wears more stylish layered clothes and keeps his hair in better shape, which shows that he has become more self-aware. He used to patch his beard together and let it grow very little, but now he styles it to make his face stand out. The changes on the outside show that he wants to grow and change the way he looks in public after years of study, which is a bigger goal than just looking good. Colt changed in many important ways, not just physically. These changes were part of a bigger journey of self-discovery and mental growth. Colt has that very close relationship, starts making adult material during the pandemic, and is now in the recovery stage, where every change in his public image seems to show almost all of his fans something new. People have different thoughts about him, but the things he does to heal, grow, and change make him an even more complicated and interesting character from the world of 90 Day Fiancé. 10. Yara Zaya. Yara Zaya became famous on Season 8 of 90 Day Fiancé. Her sharp sense of style, honest attitude, and heartfelt storyline with husband Jovi Dufresne made her stand out right away. Yara, who is from Ukraine, captivated viewers with both her foreign romance and eventual move to the US, as well as her determination to change herself physically and professionally. Fans noticed that she looked different over time, and she talked about it freely in interviews and reunion shows. Yara has revealed that she will be having plastic surgery. She specifically talked about the procedures she had on her nose and lips, which she said were personal choices she made to boost her confidence, not to fit in with society's expectations, but to feel better in her own skin. Yara was different from most television stars because she didn't talk about the plastic surgery she had. The most important thing to her is that she would talk about it. In her speech for the 90 Day Fiancé Season 8 tell-all, she also said that self-love is important, but changing things about yourself that you don't like just for the sake of pride is wrong. A lot of her friends liked how honest she was, and saw it as a way for her to balance accepting herself and taking control of her life. People have been talking more about body liberty and peer pressure on women in public places, which has led to more praise. Once Yara makes a choice that supports her health and self-love, no one can change her mind. Yara has gotten past the change in her appearance. Her platform has helped her build a successful job in the fashion and beauty industries. Yara opened her own store that sells stylish and appealing things. She also made Bouger, a makeup line that only she has that shows off her own style and glitz. Through her successful business efforts, she has become known as more than just a reality TV star and as an accomplished businesswoman. What we call a successful entrepreneur today is someone who is good at marketing and has a strong social media profile. The story of Yara's journey is one of success in this day and age. It's a new start, a strength, and a statement. From being a newcomer to a new society to being a confident mom, wife, and businesswoman, she is still changing. There are many ways to explain how she changed. Taking charge of her story gives her beauty, drive, and power. 9. Sue's Silva Darcey. One of the most familiar faces on 90 Day Fiancé, Darcey Silva, has gone through one of the most dramatic changes in the show's history. When Darcey first appeared on Before the 90 Days in 2017, she wowed viewers with how open she was emotionally, how her relationships went up and down, and how much she loved her family, especially her twin sister Stacey Silva. Darcey's looks have changed a lot over the years thanks to a number of cosmetic treatments. Through their social media posts and TV performances, she and Stacey have made it clear that they have had many cosmetic procedures, such as lip fillers, rhinoplasty, breast augmentations, and facelifts. The change in Darcey that she went through has been a big part of her public image. With Stacey, she chose plastic surgery not to improve how she looked on the outside, but because it was a normal way for sisters to deal with their feelings. In comments, Darcey has said that both operations gave her power through other people, and they also made her relationship with Stacey stronger. It helps you feel better about your own self-confidence. Darcey didn't try to avoid the criticism that television stars who get plastic surgery usually face. Instead, she jumped right in and told everyone the truth about her experiences. And seeing her changes as part of a bigger plan to love and improve herself. Beyond the physical, this determination to change went beyond that. When their spin-off show, Darcey and Stacey, started airing in 2020, the Silva twins let fans see more of their personal lives. They showed fans how their looks changed over time, as well as their business projects and love problems. People could watch Darcey's search for love and happiness on the show, even as she dealt with heartbreak and personal problems. Her changing looks have often mirrored her inner battles and victories, which supports the idea that her changes are deeply linked to her emotional journey. 8. Anfisa Archipenko. Anfisa Archipenko, who later went by the name Anfisa Nava, became one of the most controversial people on 90 Day Fiancé when she appeared with Jorge Nava. A lot of people had different responses to Anfisa's directness and rudeness, but she has changed in a way that not many reality stars have. Once she was out of the focus of reality TV, she made a big change by getting into health and fitness. This changed not only her public image but also her body. By embracing clean eating and weightlifting, she became a competitive bodybuilder, a path that completely changed how she looked and how people saw her. Through her dedication to fitness, Anfisa finally won first place at a bodybuilding tournament in Las Vegas in 2019. This was 3 years after her TLC debut. Not only did this mark a big step in her physical change, it also showed that she wanted to grow beyond the picture she saw on TV. As Anfisa began to share her workouts and success online, she became known as a real fitness influencer. She got hundreds of thousands of fans on social media by posting pictures of her strong body, training, and motivational posts. Once, her fans saw her as a reality TV jerk, but now they see her as a model of discipline and grit. Anfisa's change caused both praise and debate. Critics asked her why she did what she did and said she was trying to get attention by making big changes to her body. In response, Anfisa said that she did exercise for her own growth, not so that people would like her. She was proud of her goals, the problems she overcame to reach them, and her investment in herself. All of these ideas hit home with her audience, which was always changing. She developed a thick skin and didn't like how public opinion could stop her on her journey. These traits became part of her identity as a self-made exercise star. After having a successful job in fitness, Anfisa also did very well in school and graduated with high honors from the University of California in 2022 with a degree in business. Her successes in both fitness and schooling show that she is a strong, driven woman who went beyond the reality of her TV fame. Anfisa Archipenko is a live example of how to come up with new ideas. So far, a woman who has worked to be in charge of her own story has broken stereotypes and won on her own terms. Natalie Mordovtseva is number 7. Natalie Mordovtseva, one of the more mysterious characters in the 90 Day Fiancé series, has changed a lot since her first appearance in Season 7. Natalie first met people through her long-distance relationship with Mike Youngquist. She quickly became known for her strong personality, stunning good looks, and openness about her feelings. As time went on, she started to look very different. Fans have noticed changes in her face, especially in her lips. Natalie has since revealed that she had lip enhancement surgery, though she did say that her first experience was disappointing because the results were too dramatic. Being open about these cosmetic choices made her public image even more complicated. In fact, she has been trying to change her lifestyle and lose weight for most of her life, which has led to big changes in her body. And her hard work paid off. She now likes posting more health and wellness content on social media, giving her fans advice on how to cleanse, what to do every day, and ways to be positive. Her lessons about self-care and personal growth have drawn a lot of people to these updates. Her self-esteem has grown a lot. And she shows off her changing body in stylish clothes that make it look good. Through her trip, she not only changes physically, but also on a deeper level, as she tries to regain her own power and self-esteem after a public breakup. Natalie's inner growth has not been ignored, even though the outside has changed. She tried to build a calm and sensible image online these days, even though she was known for being completely crazy and dramatic on the TV show. In podcasts and social media posts, she's talked about how scared she is of being alone and how hard it is for her to find real love. And Mike is the same way. She still talks about Mike, even though he is dating Josh Weinstein right now. Fans were shocked by how mixed up her past feelings and present relationships were, and they stayed interested in her emotional life. That's what made Natalie unique, her willingness to be vulnerable and brave in how she presented herself. Another fan choice shows that confidence can grow with age and a bold new look, just like Natalie's story makes you wonder what will happen next. Many people remember her quick relationship with Zeid Hakimi, a much younger Tunisian guy she met online. She was a fan favorite on 90 Day Fiancé. From the start, Rebecca's story caught my attention because of her strong personality and fragility, as well as the fact that she and Zeid were different in age and culture. Rebecca has changed in a way that can be seen over time, concentrating on both her health and how she looks. She made a big step toward more self-confidence and physical comfort when she decided to have surgery to lose fat. Rebecca was honest about why she had surgery to change the shape of her body. She liked her plump body, but she just wanted to feel better in her own skin. When she talked about Sono Bello, she told the crowd that her goal wasn't to fit into a certain mold, but to improve her own health. So, her honesty moved even her fans, especially women who were going through the hard parts of getting older and dealing with the unfair pressures on weight and body image in our society. The surgery took care of the hardest parts of a plan that had been in the works for many years to make life more fun and healthy. Rebecca was ready for a glam makeover that would take her look to the next level when she got out of the hospital. She tried out bold hairstyles, stylish clothes, and glitzy makeup, and she often posted pictures of her changes on social media. Her new look included edgy hair colors, trendy clothes, and professional-level makeup, all of which were signs of a new time in her life. The makeover reflected how she changed on the inside, and how she's ready to be proud and sure of herself. Fans praised her for being honest and for seeing how beauty and self-care can make people feel good about themselves. Tiffany Franco became famous for her highly complicated relationship with Ronald Smith on 90 Day Fiancé. She has since become one of the most inspiring people to change their lives on the show. Tiffany's looks and confidence have changed a lot over the years. When she was first presented, she was a lively but self-conscious mother juggling love and motherhood. She had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy to lose weight after years of dealing with her weight. This was the most important change in her life. Tiffany was honest about her choice. She said she wanted to feel better about her health and less self-conscious about her appearance. Her surgery did amazing things that not many people could imagine. Tiffany made losing weight and living a healthy life a part of her daily life. She shared this with a lot of people on different social networking sites with a clever message of self-hatred and empowerment. Her Instagram page became a place where people could find her transformation updates, which included sneak peeks at her meals, workouts, and emotional trips. Tiffany says that the weight loss program wasn't just meant to make people look better, it was also meant to help them be a better mother by being more noticeable and present. Many of her fans felt less ashamed of her life after surgery because she was honest about the good and bad times. Tiffany changed more than just her body. Her clothing and sense of style also changed. Off-the-shoulder tops and flowy skirts that used to be her signature style were no longer in her closet. Instead, a new style that hugged her body became the most important thing in her life. To be more specific, she started to feel something very similar to confidence. As she tried on different outfits, she wore her sexy tops with shirts, button-downs, and tops with ties in the front. Now she could try out different hair and makeup styles, which gave her a chance to easily show off her glow from the inside out. Paola Mayfield. Paola Mayfield, who was on the first season of 90 Day Fiancé, has gone through one of the most dramatic changes in the show's history. How moved to the United States to marry Russ Mayfield and start a new life with him. She was born in Colombia. She went from being a new reality TV star to a well-known person with a strong personal brand over time. Her interest in health and fitness finally led her to become a personal trainer and a wrestler. These jobs not only changed the way her body looked, but they also gave her a new sense of who she was and gave her confidence. She has changed in a strong and controlled way. This is because they train very hard, eat well, and have built up a strong athletic build. She has more than 1 million fans on social media, where she shares fitness tips, workout videos, and motivational posts that show how committed she is and how far she has come. People saw that she's more than just a reality TV star when she started to compete in wrestling matches and become a serious competitor in that world. She cared less about how she looked and worked out and more about making time for things that made her feel strong, in charge, and real. Over the course of her own exercise journey, Paola really changed the way she dressed. Some of the first clothes she wore on TV were loud prints and bright colors that showed her Latino background. She tried a lot of different hair colors as she aged, from fiery reds to golden blondes and everything in between. During this time, she became more picky about what she wore based on how sleek and sporty it felt. With her crop tops and tight jumpsuits, Pao wore clothes that showed how responsible and active she felt inside. Also, this turned into one of her ways to boost her confidence, but she would often think about how hard she worked at her job. Angela Deem, number 3. Angela Deem, a memorable character from 90 Day Fiancé, has gone through one of the most noticeable changes in the show's history. Angela first appeared on the show in 2018. She is known for her bravery, her short fuse, and her ups and downs relationship with her Nigerian husband, Michael Ilesanmi. At the time, she acted like a rude, no-nonsense Southern woman. She wore casual clothes a lot and focused more on how she spoke than how she looked. But in the past few years, has turned her attention to how she looks. She has had a number of cosmetic treatments that have made her look very different and made her more visible in public. Angela has had some very extreme cosmetic treatments, such as Botox, liposuction, facelifts, and breast reduction and augmentation. A lot of her change was shown on the show 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, letting her fans see behind the scenes of her surgeries and healing. After having health problems and being watched by a lot of people, she wanted to feel young, healthy, and sure of herself. The transformation continued after the healing process. The angel went to try something new. She began dressing in trendy, form-fitting clothes, dyeing her hair golden blonde, and putting on a lot of makeup to draw attention to the changes. Angela was able to show off her change best on social media, where she regularly shared selfies, beauty collaborations, and glimpses of her life after surgery. Her fans saw a huge change in her after going to glam school. It took their attention away from her troubled marriage and onto her rise to fame. 2. Thais Ramone. The Thais Ramone, who became famous during season 9 of 90 Day Fiancé, has moved on with ease from being a reality TV newbie to a confident mother, business owner, and influencer. People were really interested in her story with her husband Patrick Mendez, especially as they dealt with family problems, cultural differences, and big life changes. After the show, Thais had her daughter Alessi. She had her pregnancy and recovery from giving birth just a few months after marrying Patrick. During this time, she changed a lot, both in how she looked and how she felt about herself. Thais didn't try to avoid the attention. Instead, she was honest about her experiences and focused on self-love and slow recovery. After giving birth, she wrote about how she was going through changes on her different social media accounts. She was aware of the normal changes that happened in her body and took a balanced, thoughtful approach to getting stronger and healthier. Not in a hurry to get back on track. Thais has helped her career grow by starting a beauty and bikini line with her name on it. This is part of her personal story. From clothing to hair care, her line has it all. More specifically, a way for her to show off her style. Because she is from Brazil and loves fashion, she made her brand to show both her background and how her style has changed over time. This is both an entrepreneurial project and a turning point in her life, where she is known not only as a reality TV star but also as a businessman with big plans. Now for the last change. This famous face went from being a joke on the internet to an inspiration for exercise in a way that no one saw coming. Edward Allen Brown, also known as Big Ed. His real name is Edward Allen Brown, but people call him Big Ed. He became a big star on 90 Day Fiancé because of his unique look, bold personality, and sometimes controversial behavior. Ed quickly went viral after being first seen in his connection with Rose Vega. A lot of people knew who he was because of his deadpan faces, awkward interactions, and unique charm. Aside from the exciting plots and moments that make for memes, Big Ed has recently gone through an amazing change in his appearance. Ed was determined to get healthier and look completely different, even though he had Klippel-Feil syndrome, a rare disease that stops bones from growing and limits neck movement. Ed began his fitness path as a fresh start to his life after years of being body-shamed online and having a lot of personal problems. It was an emotional disaster for him, he said in interviews, when people said mean things about him. Instead of running away, he took charge of the story and got his health and life back. He started working out daily and changing what he ate. This led to a big change in his weight and a huge improvement in the tone of his muscles. Through workout videos, fitness goals, and motivational posts about self-improvement, he used his social media accounts to keep track of his progress. What hard work does can be summed up in 2 words. Another change. Big Ed looks like he has more energy and is much trimmer and powerful now. Fans who have been watching his transformation from the first seasons have talked about how his body language, attitude, and way of presenting himself have changed and adapted. Some of the common stories have been tested by the story of Ed's change. Many watchers now praise how patient and honest he is about showing both the good and bad parts of his process. Ed was honest about the problems he still has because of his illness and the changes he makes to stay busy the whole time. Thanks for seeing. If you thought these makeovers were amazing, don't forget to like the video, share with your favorite, and subscribe for more amazing reality TV updates. Also, don't stop now. To keep the drama going, click the next movie on your screen.